Now today we are handling Practical 13. Practical 13 about chart, SmartArt, text boxes, and the shape integration. So the first thing you've been told in number 1 is to open a new blank document. So as usual, to open a new blank document, simply go to the start. At the left bottom corner, you click, then you type Word. Then the Word app installed in your computer will pop. You got to click to open it, isn't it? Once it opens, you select the blank document. So you have opened a new blank document. You can as well zoom it to have a larger one. After that, number 2, you've been told insert a simple chart. You insert a simple chart. So for you to insert a simple chart, you simply go to insert chart. Then simple charts are cases like column. Are we together? Then you will be entering this data given here: Monday 10, Tuesday 15, Wednesday 7, Thursday 12, Friday 18. For you to insert a simple chart, you go to insert, then you go chart. Are we together? Yes. You click on chart. Then there are different kinds of charts that you can choose from. You can choose from histograms, the surface, the stock, maps, scatter plots, area, bar, the pie charts, the line. But we'll be told to choose a case as simple like the columns, isn't it? We have different kinds of columns. We have the clustered column, we have the stack column, we have ones which are in 3D clustered or 3D stack. But a simple column chart is like the clustered. So when you click on that, you simply come and click OK. Then the chart will pop with a spreadsheet for you to enter the data you want to update in that particular chart. Are we together? We can enlarge our spreadsheet here. You simply go at the bottom. When the 2 arrow is showing you that you can either expand it up or down. So you hold, when you see the arrow there, you hold, then you stretch it in the direction you want. Then you start entering the data. Under category, we've been given category 1, 2, 3 up to 4. But under a category, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday up to Friday, isn't it? So we edit the data, which is the cells of that particular spreadsheet, isn't it? So the first category is supposed to be Monday. We edit, press the scroll arrows, or you simply go and click on the next cell for category 2. Then you update it to what? Tuesday, caps lock on to put capital T, you put it off to write the small letters, go to category 3, day, like that, isn't it? Yes. Or you simply use the scroll arrows to move to the next cell, isn't it? Then caps lock on, capital F, caps lock up, Friday. So we've reached Friday. So here we only have one series. And our series we have 10, 15, 7, 12, and 18, isn't it? Yes. Maybe there were a number of students who are present in this particular ICT class on these respective days, isn't it? So on Monday, we had 10 students. So when we make them to be number of students, then instead of series 1, we can update it and maybe say number of what? Students instead of series 1, isn't it? And the first on Monday, the number of students, how many were they? 10. Monday were 10. Tuesday were? You just use the scroll arrow, isn't it? Were 15. The next was 7 on Wednesday, then 12, then Friday, 18. So the other series which are not present in the data we've been provided with, we delete them. So for you to delete them, you just go and select the columns you want to delete. So we want to delete these columns. You go to where it is written C. You take the cursor where it is written C. Once you see that bolded arrow black arrow pointing downwards, you click on it. It means it will select the entire column, isn't it? And you right click, then you choose what? Delete. Are you using that? Or you can delete many of them at once. When that arrow, dark arrow pointing downwards on C, you hold until you select all the column you want, isn't it? Once you've selected all of them, what do? You right click, then you choose what? Delete. Then you would have deleted all the columns you don't require in the data you've been given. You are just editing a sheet, a default sheet of a chart of type column, isn't it? Which of course we've chosen a clustered one. So after that, you just click close to close the spreadsheet where you are entering data for this particular chart, isn't it? You can reduce the size of this chart if you want by simply going maybe at the corner here. When you see the arrow showing diagonal upward or downwards, you hold, then you move in the direction until you reduce it in a manner you want, isn't it? You unhold where you want it to reach. Are you seeing that? So we have actually inserted that particular simple chart of type column, which is a clustered chart, isn't it? Now after that, number 3, you've been told below the chart, insert a SmartArt graphic of type process. For instance, a case like basic timeline, isn't it? So for us to insert a SmartArt graphic, we will still go under the insert column. Under the insert column on the menu bar, when this toolbar pops up, you go to SmartArt, isn't it? Are you seeing where it is? You click on SmartArt. There are different kinds of SmartArts, but we've been told to choose the type process. Are you seeing that SmartArts of graphical type process? There are ones of type hierarchy, there are ones of type relationship, but we've been told to choose of type process. Then for example, we take the one like the basic timeline, isn't it? So you can see this one is the pipe process. We have different cases here. This one is the bullet timeline inverted, and this one is the basic timeline. Are you seeing that? So you just click on it to select on it. This is how it looks. Then you press OK. It will be inserted. Then you can enter text of those particular position, or you can delete the text which is there and leave the blank. So the first text there can write grade. The next text there can write 10. Below there can write red. After that, you can as well go to the SmartArt design. You can change the design color. Are you seeing you can change color? And you can even change that particular color, isn't it? Yes. You can also resize it. Are you seeing I'm resizing it? Yes. You simply go to any corner. If I want to move diagonally upwards or downwards, isn't it? I go down here, I hold when I see the arrows showing me the direction I want to resize it to, isn't it? Yes. Then I just resize for particular size I want, isn't it? Then after that, we move to number 4, isn't it? Yes. Add a text box next to the chart with the text weekly sales increased by 20%, isn't it? So we go to our chart. The chart is up here. For you to add a text box, you move to insert, then you move to shapes, then under shapes you click on text box, isn't it? Then on the text box, are you seeing the bolded plus? You want it to start from there, you hold, then you drag until where you want it to reach, isn't it? Yes. Once you've inserted, you unhold, then you type the word in that text box is what? Weekly sales increased by 20%. Weekly sales increased by 20%, isn't it? So after doing that, I select all the text, isn't it? Then I go under home for text formatting tools. Then I will italize the text, because when you look at the kind of text we are entering here, it has been italiced, isn't it? Yes. You can give it whichever font style, like Times New Roman or the default one which is there. Then you can go to paragraph formatting, still under the same home, you put center alignment, isn't it? Yes. Then you move back to shape format. When the shape is still selected, then you remove the shape fill, you say no fill, isn't it? You move to shape outline, you say no outline. Are we together? Very good. So after inserting that, we move back to number 5. Insert a star shape at the bottom right, fill it with yellow and add the text. Good job, isn't it? Now we go at the bottom right, isn't it? So this is the bottom right here. So for you to insert a star shape, you go to insert, then you move to shapes, then under shapes you select a star shape, isn't it? So that is the star shape. After selecting the star shape, you can resize it with the under shape format. You can even make it to have the same height and width, maybe 7. You go there, you type 7, same height and width, isn't it? Then in this particular shape, you'll be told, when you are still under shape format, you'll be told to fill it. You'll be told to fill it with yellow, isn't it? Yes. Then the shape outline, you also put yellow. Are we together? Now, having done that, you right click on the shape, then you click on add text. Are you seeing that? Yes. When you click on add text, you can now see it is blinking there for you to enter the text which you've been told. Good job. Then I hold shift, I press number 1 to change it to that exclamation mark, isn't it? Then I select all the text and I use a color that is visible, like color black, isn't it? I go to home, under text formatting, then I choose a color that is visible. So I go under the font color, isn't it? So a font color, I can click color black so that it is visible, isn't it? Having done that, I can unselect it. In number 6, group the chart, text box, and shapes together, isn't it? So for you to group, I can reduce the zoom. For you to group this the chart, text box, and shape, isn't it? I just click one of them, I've clicked the shape, isn't it? Then I hold control, I don't leave, isn't it? If you cannot select a particular shape, these ones are the ones we are able to select, isn't it? Right click when they are selected, then you go to group. Then you group. Have you seen I've grouped the text box and the shape and all that, isn't it? Now after grouping them, the next thing you've been told is to add a caption below the grouped object, isn't it? And you type it, figure 1, performance, summary, isn't it? So this grouped object, I right click, then I click on caption. Are you seeing insert caption? I click on caption, then I type figure 1, I hold shift to change to colon, then performance summary. So having done that, I just press OK, so you can see the caption has been added below them. If I zoom, you will see our caption there. If there is an error, I just delete, I just backspace to remove it, isn't it? Are we together? After that, the next thing you've been told is to save as practical_13_ your name. The same trend we've been using, isn't it? If I unzoom, you see what we have here. You go to Files, then Save As or Save, then you browse the location, and our location was in the desktop, isn't it? Yes. After browsing the desktop, then you move to ICT Pracs, isn't it? Yes. Then you just click any of them, then you come and edit. Instead of 6, it is now 13. Then you save. That is the end of Practical 13. Go and carry out Practical 13. Next time we'll do 14.